It's a Thanksgiving Monday, final hour of trade. Well, in Canada anyways. Here we go. A little bit red heading into the final hour here. 0.21 for the S&P, the Dow 0.3, the NASDAQ. I mean, it's trying to get back to break even. We were higher, obviously, came back into negative territory. Heading into the close here, 6.3%, guys, for Bitcoin today. What a day for Bitcoin. Although others, cryptocurrencies, not following suit. Let's get into the final hour here.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, still below 37,000 on Ethereum there, but Bitcoin making its strong run. Welcome, guys. For us, it's Thanksgiving here in Canada, but the U.S. markets are open, so you know we're going to be here. Lots of things happening already. I actually messed up a little bit on CEI because I got stopped out early this morning at like a 163 break, and then was looking right here. I'm like, oh, when it takes us out in the afternoon, I'll put a stop order in, but I had canceled it to go to the can earlier. So instead of getting a 165 long, I got a 166 long. Had to get it manually. I'll buy the dip on CEI as well, but some things moving in the afternoon. Bros, Dutch Brothers is on the move as well into that one, and then look out CCXI testing the high of the day again. It was worth it one time shorting off of there. We'll see about the second time.
Look, guys, it's not rocket science, sometimes how to trade and what to trade and what to look for when you trade. So today, I mean, you just pick one or two names, man. You could have just traded CEI. You could have traded, we're talking about Ford. Good one. Ford was a good one. And then SoFi, a good one today. Clover, a good one today. I mean, look at this reload right here on SoFi. This is going to be your trade of the day. So we'll wake up, America, Canada. Welcome, anyways, to the fastest, what is it now? 60 minutes. It used to be 45, 60 minutes on YouTube. And there's the reload there in SoFi. So we did dump this there on the midday show when we thought maybe it was breaking back down, up 13%, a pretty good day. But then SoFi goes, hold my beer, and goes all the way back up. Made us feel a little silly. But look what we did. Haha. Got revenge when it came right back to the downside there and longed through 814. Out for the quick dime or 15 cents, whatever this level was, 8.25. So that's a dime. And then, we could have reloaded there. But again, we weren't super confident. Now we're back up to the day's high there. We talked about that on our trade of the day. Even before this move happened, I said, let's hold out now for the day's high. And we're going to see if it can take that out. But right now, we'll get this out if it breaks back down below 1840. And then possibly call the day on SoFi unless we take out the high again at 1850. So we're going to wait on SoFi now. But hey, so far so good with this one today. We're going to go. The only stock that we're negative on today is going to be Facebook. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but I'm not going to go back to that. Well, you don't need to trade everything. It's been a pretty good day for us. So yeah, hopefully all is well over there, and hopefully you're enjoying this on a Thanksgiving. If you live here in Canada, then you have the day off, I hope, anyways, and you're spending it with family because we did that yesterday. And of course, we're back every single holiday here in Canada. We only take the US ones off.
That is right. And of course, U.S. Thanksgiving will be coming up next month. Look, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, I get to be happy because the Bills trounced the defending AFC champions. I was about to say Super Bowl champions, but KC didn't actually do that. They took the hit. And man, Bills look awfully impressive. Dutch Brothers, which has had a very strong day today, to say the least. It actually has broken 50 several times, so I'm short at 50 right now. And it's a recent IPO, so you're not going to have a lot of levels to work off of here. But if you do go back, there is this cluster right here, broke 50 several times, tiny support there. There's this nice little cluster, 49 into 50 here before it turned into this lower high at 48.5. So I'm playing off this 50 level into the south side. Let's see if it breaks the top. Right now, 50 1/4 is as far as it's gone. It's already moved in the money once, and I did that thing where I looked the gift horse in the mouth because there's $1 in the money, which every time I've done that today has actually been a bad decision. But if it gets down there for a $1 winner again, this time I'll take some out. It was a previous high here, that 49.30 or so, and then broke back into the top. And I don't want to sit here and take no profits in the last hour of the day. That CEI, if it comes back to VWAP, I'm going to be reloading on it. But in terms of upward targets on CEI, pretty plain to see. Right in the open, it popped up to about 183, flushed right back in. I'd be looking to cover some in front of 75, and then between 75 and 83, just everything else out on the way up. We know $2 was a big level yesterday on the way down. If CEI has the juice to get there, I'd be a little bit surprised. If it does, I mean, $2 is going to be a short on CEI, whichever day it gets there. Brendan,
One from the EV group, guys, not having a very good day. This is Helion Holdings UBS warning of slow growth ahead for HYL. So HYLN, I should say. Recent lows today through that final line in the sand there, 750. So we're just struggling here trying to get back to 7. Big volume, though, on Helion today.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We've talked about my hatred for the EV space. I'm in Fisker, and then I mean, obviously I love Tesla and I love Ford, and I'm in GM as well. So I'm just in the big guys. I'm going to stay away from some of those other things. I'm also in XL Fleet, which we've talked about that again, but I'm at a pretty good price for that, although it keeps going down. So who knows how good that price is going to be for a while. Okay, we did short CCXI here off the top. I mean, I didn't even realize you didn't have to pay for shorts. So CCXI right here, just making new tops. So that's when we'll step in and see what we can do now to hold this to the bottom. So we're short now at 85. We'll see if we can get back, you know, I don't know, into this area here. So it's up 8%. So, you know, back to 40, something like that. We've made these calls before and they've worked out. So hopefully today will be one of those again, hopefully on CCXI. So we'll wait to see where that one goes. Alibaba still hanging around, not doing too much. DraftKings at that $50 level. We can have a quick look at DraftKings here. As I'm still holding Clover, you can see that's, I mean, I'm still holding Clover. We'll look at DraftKings in a minute. I'm still holding Clover from the morning. Just thinking it can get back to day's high. I mean, this has been pretty calm down today here in the afternoon. It did have a big bump there. We should have got out. But again, you know, we think there's a run coming, so we don't get out, right? So we're going to wait for that to happen. But Clover so far so good. And then Ford, the same thing, man. We had a great opportunity to reload our spot right here. We could have reloaded this, and we should have at 15.09, 15.10 before busting out. Again, another 10 cents. But we're just waiting down here still. So we again, when it was coming down, sort of thought we may test. But we you know, 1, 2, 3. Just too many bottoms here. If it breaks the third time, probably does come a little bit lower. So we're going to definitely watch out for Ford right now. But other than that, man, Ford in the money. SoFi. Oh, we got out on SoFi. Okay, so SoFi, there it is. So we'll cash it out, man. We'll hit the register on that one. I hope this is the right play. But there we go. In there at 14, out again at 40, in, and look, these longs. So this is going to be your trade of the day. So welcome to Hockey Nation. Hopefully starting out soon. I don't know, Randy. When do the Leafs start? I think it's next week. The Raptors. No, I think Leafs this week, Raptors the week after. I think, yeah, Friday, something like that. So there goes the Leafs, or there goes the Leafs.
Season Friday?
Yeah, man, yeah, it's close.
Crap,
it's already mid-October. 1850 right here. The high on SoFi, we'll take that if it takes it out. But right there, man, cashing it in right now. So we'll drop down some money for SoFi. We're out for now. We'll see what happens, but I'm just scared to just give some of this back. So let's get out. If we're wrong, we'll bust through the high again, but didn't leave too much money on the table at all today for SoFi.
Actually, worth mentioning, the NASDAQ at one point was testing 14.9, and we talk about the overall market is pulling back in a little bit here, so, you know, sort of taking some profit. Kind of makes sense for some of these high flyers. I did just get out. This time I'm not looking to gift horse in the mouth on bros. Going to get some out in front of 49, which I did not do the first time. I am doing it this time. It gets back into VWAP. I want to be covering the rest in front of that 48 level, and then that CCXI starting to work itself down. CEI is just not moving very fast, but there's an opportunity to scalp it because the volume, just like last week, it's okay, 200 million shares. It's not going to do a billion, but still giving you plenty of opportunity. You want to hit the well while it's still running. Brendo, what you got, buddy?
Some of the casinos, guys, having a pretty good day, specifically the Macau affected casinos. Bernstein out this morning with this note saying, I know it's actually kind of a negative note, but I'll show you the chart in a second here. Delayed 2022 recovery for Macau casino operators. They specifically talk about LVS and Wynn. If I flip over here, that's LVS, 3% today, trying to get back above VWAP, in fact. And I'll flip over to, you can look at Wynn as well. It's even higher than LVS, guys. So casinos having a pretty good day.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally missed out on that one on LVS. And look, it's one of those things where we talked about, I think the last time we were talking about this, it was like, how gorgeous did it look at those lows on the daily chart, but it was just so difficult to stand in front of a falling sword. And every now and then, it's a little bit better catching something on an upward momentum swing. Well, you now had that bottom 35, you had that bottom end range being broken today, finally, 35 to about 39, and then 50 period here at 40. So oddly enough, the high of the day today, 39.99, 50 periods right about 40, the 40 level. So that could be an actionable trade tomorrow. It doesn't feel like, just looking at the 1 minute, look at the pullback here, it doesn't feel like we're actually breaking that today, but let's have a quick look at adding that one to the list, because even dollar breaks, 50 period moves, putting in a higher low and breaking out of a range, all of those things now apply to LVS. A name that lots of people were looking to bottom pick, Thank you very much, both Jason and I think at the same time Jude, bringing up PTGX, I should say. I don't know, every now and then you get these symbols mixed up. I got stopped out in this one. I hate this stop out here. Actually, I don't mind the actual out, taking the hit. I had a short at 35. We took some out for $1.50, and then basically lost $1.50 right back. We had a short earlier in front of 37. That was pretty good, but it's not getting back in here at 35.5 and riding it back down to this 34. I didn't like. Now it's tested the top, but I want to go to the higher time frame just so you guys can quickly see here. Actually, let's go to the daily chart. Because if you look at this thing, it felt like it had some room to run. Just like, I mean, it's very similar to CCXI, where it could have filled in more of the gap from when the stock had cratered, and then now they get the good news, and it just doesn't want to go all the way. But there is a $38, a 50 period, and then the current high sits at 37.25. So it just tested it on somewhat of a volume spike before coming back in. It's holding this higher low here at 35.5. I'm just looking for one more test up here to be looking for that short. I would even allow it to break the high of the day just because it's sitting at that quarter mark. Give it a little bit of a room. Try to take it on even like a failed break, like if it took out that 37.25. The volume is dying off. All those things point to it possibly making a top. But in the back of my mind, I'm saying to myself, if 38 were to go, that 50 period, there is much more of a gap that could get filled in when we show that daily chart. So you got to make sure you have an out somewhere. I'm going to make sure that mine, no matter where I get in, would be at that 38 level. So whether you like a 35.5 breakdown, I don't prefer that because the volume's low. I'd rather catch it closer to that 37, but I'm being quite patient with it. Still have the bros and still looking at that CCXI, which we're in. I was watching Voyager to see if it got a breakout trade because it was just sitting on the lows all day long, but I'm going to have to get off that because once again, no volume whatsoever on VYGR. It was a good trade this morning, but I kind of thought after this barcode there'd be a breakout possibly happening if it got back to 5, and then the volume just died down. Basically crawling to nothing now. I got into this one way too early, but that doesn't mean I have to chase gains trying to find a long.
Okay, so yeah, good talk there on CCXI a little bit, although you just mentioned it. We are short rate there, 75 cents now in the money and looking to get this back down to VWAP. We'll see if we can take, I don't know, $1.50, $2 or so on that one. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to come through. And then we also did notice right now a firm just came down pretty badly, or badly, I don't know. Still up 3.5%, or sorry, actually now down 3.5%. What am I talking about? A firm comes all the way to the downside. Now we'll take this trade and we'll see where we go from here. So we still have a 135 bottom. I don't know. It looks pretty sick right now on a firm. I don't know if there's anything come out. It's just, you know, probably overdone a little bit to the upside here on AFRM. So this is kind of what we wanted. I'd rather have it obviously long into this area, but we'll hold out for a little bit more. We'll average into this trade and then see where we go from here. But right now, a firm, I mean, look at the spread. It could open up 20, 30 cents. So I think we may or may not have this right now, but we'll wait to see where it goes, guys.
I got one for a firm here.
Yep, perfect.
This is a firm. That's me. The shredder goes too fast. You can barely even tell that it's shredding money. You're going to see a stop out. You're going to see shorts, and then you're going to see this trade. You're going to see this trade right here. And every now and then this is going to happen to you, and a firm will be my worst stock of the day for this reason. It touches 146. It does not break 146. You will see my stop basically almost at the price that I got back into. Yeah, so that's me stopping out when I absolutely shouldn't have. But again, I made a bit of a keystroke error putting my stop order in, got out of it, and actually had gotten up because I thought I was pretty safe. I'm sitting in the trade. It's essentially working in the money. I'm like, okay, put a stop in. Never broke it. Come back, and I'm out of it. And then next thing you know, it's flushing to the downside. Now there is a 130. That 132 is certainly an actionable level, and I definitely like that one down here, guys. I don't know if it breaks this low again. If it were to, the big key, of course, is going to be whether 132 holds. It's a bit of a price area because it has broken in the past, but that level has had some significance multiple times in the past here on a firm. I thought for a couple of days now that the stock had gone too far, but you got to be able to hold on to them when you got them. In this particular case, I know for sure that I didn't, and I must have cursed Voyager because that stock just absolutely dropped towards the lows once again.
Oh, right. Yeah. We're not going to try to put any curses on a firm, but I do think that it could even fall even lower than this. So all we're going to do is use this bottom as our out. I mean, this is just, you know, we'll take a flyer here. We'll see if it wants to go down. It just touched 135.20, so maybe that is a bottom spot there. So we'll just, you know, we'll pick it up and we'll see where we go. I mean, right now, again, you know, you could take 40 cents on this trade, but I want to take a little more. We'll see if we can get back up to here, man, 138 and change, almost like these kind of bottoms. So if we can get up there on a firm, we will try to average in as well, but that's going to be 138 and change. Yeah, like I said, 40 cents now in the money, 50 cents in the money, 60 cents in the money. There we go. So we'll get a little cash register going here for a firm. But again, very, very volatile name. Watch out. We'll see where it goes. Okay, that's that name. Okay, we looked at Clover already. Yeah, firm bouncing around the CCXI. I don't know, man. Did we maybe just touch down right there at 40.90? We could take that winner. I don't know if we should or not, but that little bit of a break maybe brings us back down into here. So kind of wondering if that's not a horrible spot here on CCXI to get out a little bit. Let me call this the right name here. Chemocentrics? Okay. We'll look for that. Chemocentury X? Chemocentury X? I don't know. Okay, so there it is right there. Possible levels 41 and change. So yeah, that's right where we touched down, man. So that maybe should have got out of there, but that very bottom of 40.60 staring us in the face as well. So maybe a 40.80 bid or so on this name. What's up, Brendo?
From last week, guys, we talked about this this morning as well. Allogene, FDA halted their CAR T therapy study. If you remember, this was back on Thursday, which caused that huge drop, bouncing back a little bit today. Just made a day high there on a volume spike above 1410. You can see some volume coming in for ALLO.
Hello. Hello.
ALO is a fantastic restaurant here in Toronto.
Is the show almost over? Yeah, I got to get home.
I don't know. ALLO, I don't know. But someone asked about Prague, Piero. Well, a couple of people asked about Prague today. I know Trader Prad was all over this one, looking at it in memes and movers, and it never quite got to that $2 range. And I sort of talked about this dip here to 197 and how that might have been a high off that level, although I was the same way, looking for that $2 range. Look at it hold the afternoon, all afternoon I should say, above this VWAP and that 175, kind of a bit of a show of strength. Now there have been several, I want to say volume spikes, all basically coming in and selling to the downside, but each time it's managed to hold at least 160, 176, up here 78, and then lastly at 180. So there's still a potential breakout looming on this thing. Now, you're running out of time for the volume to pick back up and make a run at $2, but we're getting pretty close, to at least getting somewhere near a breakout on PROG. You just need volume to follow through. You guys can't see, you guys can't really see the volume. Yeah, the volume absolutely sort of dying down, and each one of these big spikes has not really been to the buy side. So you want to see one of these candles be a buy candle, a large volume spike to get you that $2 breakout. But PROG, it's getting there. You just have to keep in mind, have a quick look at the daily chart. Even if it were to break that $2, here's where there's, from last week, some bag holders, I guess, are looking at that 220. That's also a significant level. It still gives you 10% from a $2 break, but that level is looming just from last week, which could cause a tiny bit of resistance at that level, even if there's nobody sitting on the offer. And then also, understand that there's a lot of size on the level too. There, it trades like it's traded 150 million shares. So it will take some big buying to get through some of these offers, especially when a lot of day traders are going to put big shares in front of a level like $2. At least I would anticipate they would.
Okay, so Vinco Venture time. So we're 80 cents down the money on that CCXI. So hell yeah for that one, and we'll hit the cowbell for that. That's a good winner so far. Get out if you want, man. CCXI, it's right down at this level one more time. So there you go, man. Gift wrap that one right for you guys. $42 right to the downside. Take it if you want. It's coming back in. So we'll see where it goes from here. We might have one loser on a firm, one winner. I mean, a beautiful winner here on CCXI. So we'll wait to see where that goes. A firm still bouncing around. We just had Vinco Ventures alert there. BBIG, there it is. 550. So it looks like it's taking out the day's high right now. We're going to go long on a 550 break. See if we can, it's right here. See if we can't get this up to, like, I don't know. What is actually, that's 650? Okay. Yeah, I remember Vinco Ventures going crazy there. So that's that. What does it look like on a 20-minute chart here? Vinco. So this is a 20-minute chart right now. Yeah, so this is why we're liking this, man. 550 all the way straight up. So we'll see. Last time it broke 550, it kind of wicked to 552. That's not good. And then it went to 556. I think I was in that one. And then this one wicked to 562. So we do expect a little bit of a pullback if it does break 550, but we'll be in this regardless. So right now we're looking at that one. BBIG here on a break. So break of 550 Vinco Ventures. And then I'd be pretty happy if we got to I don't want to say that's not enough. 5, 6, yeah, it's not enough. I mean, we got to get up here somewhere. I mean, this kind of level, these bottoms, maybe 580, 585, something like that. I'd hate to say that we may stop at 575, but Vinco Ventures, we're on alert for you, and we're going to watch that. Clover still 20 cents in the money, but again, trying to fade out a little bit. We do have our out on Clover. It's about to hit right here, 808. We're going to get out on Clover. If that does come in, we thought maybe we'd get another run. Doesn't look like it. We're long down here, so it's all good, but still expecting a little bit more on that one. And then really just a firm, man. We took a bid down here. We'll see where we go, but that top right there is 136.70. Maybe we'll take that if it comes back up there, but right now a firm struggling near the bottom again, so let's wait to see where we go. So far, CCXI, a nice one, and a firm hopefully can make its way back to the upside.
Yeah, absolutely. There was I guess a new SPAC today that I saw some people talking about. It's that GWH. I pulled it up thinking it was going to get pretty interesting, at least if it did break down here at 980. It did absolutely nothing all session long before about 1:30 or so, making a $2.50 move. It was up as high as about like 30% or so, just over 30%. Now the volume coming out of it, it does feel like it's got some capitulation candles still to go as it gets sold off on the first day. And I'm looking squarely at this 980 level. It's now twice touched it. I kind of feel like if it breaks this, I mean, look at how quickly it moved from 870 and then consolidated up here at $10, right? The magical SPAC number. Got up to 11, reversed exactly at $11, well, $10.95, pretty much exactly at $11, and is now barcoding off of a $10. 980 breaks, I mean, to me, it's like short 980, whether you stop at 10 or whether you stop at 1030, it's almost splitting hairs. We only have about 39 minutes to go, and with a stock that's falling down in volume like this and didn't do any volume until it spiked at about 130, I don't know if I like this trade sort of shorting through the bottom unless it's before 340, but I got to have this one on here. Just the way that I see this thing trade, it's like if it falls through this level, your upside is that it tanks right into $9. And that's like an 80-cent move, and then if you have a 20 or 40-cent stop, I mean, you can do the math there in terms of your risk to reward, and I like the risk to reward on that one. A little bit more than I like it on FCell because fuel cell, a lot of the alternative energy names, very, very strong today. A lot of them for sure. FCell is certainly one. Look at the afternoon holding at this 678 area here. A lot of times you'd be thinking, at least I'd be thinking, hey, short through here. It breaks that. Where is it going to go? But then VWAP is like 5 cents below that price. You then look at the 15-minute chart, and if you look at this setup, it's like okay, but then 660. Even if it breaks VWAP, you've got this high from Friday at 660. Then if you go back to the last time it traded this range, that had a level at 660 as well. So from that standpoint, you're looking at 5 cents to VWAP, 15 cents to the next support area, and you're 20 cents from the high. Don't like that at all. And finally, CCXI making a move that makes me a little bit happy. I'm waiting for anything out till it got to VWAP, and then looking to cover some below that 40 range. We'll see what happens here, but looks like it's falling off the cliff a little bit. It's had some capitulation candles before, and if you're wondering why I keep saying capitulation, Trader Prad asked me what that meant, and now it's in my head, so I'm gonna probably say it way more times than I need to.
All right, there it is, man. That was a good idea to get out there at VWAP. We'll see if it continues to go lower, but that's $1.50 right there on CCXI, guys. $1.50 in like a matter of minutes. So good trade there, top to bottom, boom. So we'll see. If it breaks down, it breaks down. We're just going to take that now and run away. So there's $1.50 right there, man. Yeah, Jude, good. I mean, hopefully you have that as well. We'll see where it goes now, but that's out for $1.50, man. Remember what I told you guys? All we're sort of doing right now is, knocking stocks out left and right, acting like Mr. Fury did to Wilder there, and then going to the club right afterwards. So we're going to do that and just continue to crush the markets here. So there's CCXI. Really, really happy with that one. And yeah, you don't have to tell me that because guess what, guys? Look what just happened to a firm. Bang! With a firm. There's another win for you guys right there. Wake up, America and Canada. Happy Thanksgiving. We're here and we're killing this market. Let's go, a firm. 90 cents in the money. What up, Bren?
Okay, everybody watching, make sure you write this down and make sure you are here with us tomorrow at 10:45 a.m. Eastern. We have a massive guest. Nick Leeson, guys, is going to be on the show. Yeah, the original Rogue Trader, going to be on the show tomorrow at 10:45 a.m. We're all very excited to speak with Nick Leeson. If you missed it, guys, Nick Leeson tomorrow at 10:45.
Yeah, you better believe it, the rogue trader. I mean, we'll call it like, if there's a David Goggins to like improving your trading, or someone who's going to be able to give you that from motivational speaking, I think it's going to be a guy like a Nick Leeson. Truth of the matter is, when you're trading, at the end of the day, it's a lonely game because you're trading against yourself, right? Like you're measuring your own success. You're eating what you kill. If you're trading for yourself, or if you're trading even on a prop floor, where essentially you are sort of only getting a commission like we do, but you measure against yourself, and understanding how to take losses, understanding how to bounce back from them. Those are all really, really important lessons. And at the end of the day, everyone's journey is going to be their own, and you've got to be able to improve it every single day when you do it. And I don't think you're going to get too many guests that would be better at helping people along that process than someone like Nick Leeson, who, I mean, obviously has lived experiences that we would only probably imagine of. We want to be able to learn from that. So that's an opportunity that we're all going to get tomorrow. I geeked out a little bit because, hey man, I've seen the movie like a million times. I've seen a few of his speeches, motivational speeches in video form before, so I look forward to it, as all of you should. And there's no excuses. If you can't catch it live, you can always watch the replay. But I think you should watch it live personally, because hey, nothing better than live TV.
Nope. Yeah, so we'll have him on, and we'll see what he's saying tomorrow. Okay, so right here, CCXI out, bang. That one's huge. Affirm, bang. I mean, the only thing better than live TV is making live trades and having profits behind them as well, guys. So, I mean, today's been such a big day one more time for us, and it's glad to have some profits and some big trades for you here at the close. So we just took out Affirm. We talked about that. We're still in it a little bit. Now we can drop all the way to the bottom, and no worries on that. So that's good. In and out of Affirm there, tick that dollar. Now we'll wait to see if we lose it on the back end here. Breaking through 135, that bottom wick is what we'll get out on Affirm if we have to, but I'm hoping we don't have to at all. So that's going to be coming through there. Ford, Clover, Affirm. Okay, so that's all that we have right now. Looking at the board. Okay, we said we'd look at DraftKings here. DKNG. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, you love Affirm so much there, Stop Console Wars, so that's good. Yeah, Affirm's been an absolutely
great company.
Great company, great trade, great stock to trade, really. I mean, we've done really well on Affirm here on the show, so hopefully you guys stick with it and just keep watching and know what you trade well, right? I mean, I know I don't trade DraftKings that well in the middle of the day, so that's why I haven't traded it that much, and I think that's all part of it, right? Know your strengths and know your weaknesses, and capitalize on those. DraftKings does come right down into this area though, 49, basically 49 flat. I mean, call it 49.10. Bounced off there a couple times. I don't know. I'm not back in this name yet, though. DraftKings. I still think there's more to come. I mean, that would have been a great trade. Anything on the bottom there on Friday, we talked about how far that got hit down. A lot of these names off the Friday end of the day was pretty nasty there. So down to 47 and change. That's good. But if you look at a daily chart on DraftKings, yeah, I mean, you're just kind of making this. I think we'll wait for this, man. A 52 break basically gets us through all this junk, and then we don't have to worry about it. Because if you take a 52 long, then you can always get out here at 47, 48. That's 10%. That's not bad, because the upside surprise on DraftKings is right back up here. So we'll wait to see where that goes from now.
But they're up 3%, man. Penn's down like almost a full percent on the day. I'm just throwing it out there because I'm going to become a de facto Penn shareholder. Actually, now that I think about it, that vote is like very, very soon. The score. Penn is buying the score. You own shares of the score. You can end up owning shares of Penn. But it's the relative weakness that I want to get at, because I kind of said at the moment, it's one of those things where when you have a portfolio, there probably isn't too much of a need to have two names like this. I know you get some casino exposure on one end of it, but it would kind of make more sense if that's the entire reason why you'd want Penn. Well, then if you like DraftKings better and that was your reasoning, we'll just own DraftKings and then pick a casino to own, as opposed to forcing myself to hold Penn shares, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
We talked about the mass cancellations over the weekend for Southwest, guys. So they came out again this afternoon saying that this had nothing to do with employees. There was some speculation that it had to do with their COVID-19 vaccine policy, and that some pilots were on purpose not showing up for work. So they've come out again this afternoon saying that is not the case. Back to basically where we were in the pre-market here. It bottomed out around 51.75, but back to some levels here for Love once again.
We don't believe you.
I don't know. I don't know. Who cares what their reason is, honestly? I mean, you just kind of trade this. you know, the price action. And honestly, I mean, pretty soon vaccines will be mandated. So, I mean, I don't know. They can choose to get them or not and lose their jobs, or whether or not you think it's fair. I think that's what's going to happen anyways. Like, people are all up in arms. There's 9 vaccines right now to attend school here in Canada, 9 of them. Okay, so I mean, to get one more adds it to 10. I don't know. We'll see. That's one different story though with kids. So we'll wait to see there. Okay, so all right, let's just keep on going now. We'll wait to see what happens on that play. I mean, I hope the best for LUV and Southwest and everybody, all pilots and stewardesses, everybody. So hopefully everyone can just stay safe. That's the big thing. Okay, so Alibaba's still up that 2%. I did want to look at AMC. We did hit that earlier on, and it was a good trade for us as a firm. Still 75 cents in the money. That's a good one. We hit AMC early. We didn't hold for these monster shots out there. Maybe we should have. AMC's starting to get going again now. Just a nice little pickup there off 37. So this is that rocket level that we had earlier, 37. Now it's starting to go back up 37, 37.50 right now on AMC. So yeah, worth maybe looking at there if you did like that name. We did hit, okay, good. So here we go. So we hit this early, man. We hit Netflix. We talked about that. This on our sticky note here. Go Affirm. Wow, Affirm $1.50 now in the money and rocketing to the upside in there. Like I told you, man, you stick with the stocks. Like that CCXI, I'll check back where that is right now too. Hopefully that's not tanking because we got out of that one. But look at Netflix. We bought 633 here off the sticky note, off the open, man. We talked about Squid Game. We talked about them breaking out, yada, yada, yada. I can go on forever. But there it is, out 635 and then out again 636. So nice $2 winner, $3 winner there on Netflix. We put that on the board and we moved on. So Netflix was a great trade for us today. But now it's barcoding near the bottom. I don't want anything to do with this, just bringing up Netflix because we did talk about it, and it's back down near 630. This may lose steam, guys. It's already all the way up here. Want to see what happens. They're going to kick off earnings, I believe, later on this week. So we'll see what happens with them. But thinking that they can get back in here 590, 600, and then we'll start loading it up. What's up, Netflix?
And we'll do this one. Well, this has nothing to do with PROG, but it tested 2 even last time, just now. Able to get 99s and then out a bunch here, out half my shares on the flush into 191. You do see the levels here. I mean, it's a bit of a stacked offer. I can tell you that's not a ton of shares, like 400,000 shares. If you add it up, there's probably a couple of books that you can't see right now. If you add that up, that's not a lot when it's done 150 million. But at first look, 199 got bigger. You're able to catch some fills on the offer, and then that level refreshed. For now, looking pretty good. But like I said, not a huge level at 2. All kinds of reasons after it snapped right back here at 190 not to add back into this position, right? It's like take the shares out, take the profit. That way, if I lose 99 to say like 201, it's not a negative trade. But if I average back in and get more shares here at 98 or 99 and then it breaks, well, then you've taken that good scalp trade and basically thrown it away. The more times it tests that 2 level, the more people are likely to jump in front of it, the more people are looking for that break, and the more likely you are to get slipped by more than just say 1 cent or so. I have the option here of actually hitting the offer, so not even letting it get past, but I am going with the stop order just in case there's a refresher off that level. Like I said, you got to take that profit. Usually the first time it tests a level like this is going to be your best bet. Looks like that could prove to be true here on PROG, which could still break out. It's got some time, about 25 minutes to go.
Yeah, we're we're just noticing right now, I don't know, maybe we'll cancel this. Affirm, like it just went up to this 137 and stopped. So I didn't even realize it was like Eric had already done this when I was already in this position. I didn't even realize that. So I thought we were breaking out. We're not at all. We're going the other way. It stopped there at 137.12. So I didn't, let me zoom this in. Maybe you guys can see a little bit better. This 137 top, just like that. Like, that hit too many times there. So we'll get out next time this happens. Too many times to the upside on Affirm. Didn't realize that's what was happening there. So look, we're still 50 cents in the money. So, I mean, everything's all good, but we definitely have to make sure we take some kind of profit on this. I actually had my offer right here, 139.50, thinking if we broke, it was time to go upside. But Affirm, good out there right here, but did not realize all these tops. So yeah, we're gonna put an offer there and just get out if that happens, and then basically try to just clean up the day right now. This was a good one, man. We'll fire off the hot dogs for CCXI. Again, pretty clean, 1 in, 1 out right there. We'll wait to see where we go from here. But right now, it still could break this bottom, so there's absolutely no doubt about that. But We got out there. You could also reload now if you wanted to, but that's $1.50 clean on that play. And then a lot of you watching Bitcoins and stuff like that, this is still going nuts, man. I mean, this is a daily chart, but Bitcoin on the 1 minute just continues to reign supreme here. A lot of other, basically no other crypto following. I mean, Ethereum's doing nice too, and Shiba Inu, wow, can't get enough of that one. ADA, Cardano not doing anything, so maybe switch from one into another if there's going to be a rotation. I don't know. But right now, Bitcoin 57.7, just continuing it right at this top that we've already made today. So we are very, very close to what we did at noon right now. So watch out for that break of 57.750. We'll see if that can break. And then it was Ethereum is 3,700. 3,600 right now as we touched as high as 3,600 today, but we can zoom back out a little bit just to show you. So we're at highs on BTC and just giving a little bit back right now on ETH. So watch out for 3,600 there, but so far so good, man. That's been a fantastic trade for the last month or so. Anything crypto related.
Yeah, I mean, it'll catch up. I mean, Bitcoin's has had a fantastic run, relatively speaking, and usually Ethereum is going to make that catch up there. PROG, remember we just said no reload, reverse. So we do that, and you guys, if you watch sort of like the evolution every now and then, it's like you can't only ever go short off levels like that. Sometimes you've got to treat it. If it's a good area for a stop on a short, sometimes it's going to be a breakout, and that's what PROG was attempting to do here. It's only given you about half the move that short off $2, which gave you all the way to 190. It's only gone to about 206 here, and I have taken some out. Now I'm looking to see if it can break that high. I'd love to see it make that run to 220, but keep in mind, like I said, this 220 level coming from last week, that's the daily chart. You can see what it looks like on the 15-minute. Decent chance, 15 to 20 turns into all kinds of resistance, then I'd be thinking going back short again. So if it is a scalp trade, it's got some time. I'd say still, not a lot. It's a 3:36 here, so about 20 minutes to go. But I think there is a reversal. So I've gone short at 2, got half that reverse to a long, lost a couple pennies on that. Now we're making that part back. Now I'm looking to probably cover it all before like 2:15 and then work into a short position. So there's a lot sort of going on with this trade here, and that's what you have to do when you're trading. Essentially, I know it's technically not a penny stock, but nowadays, hey, inflation, man. Like when I started trading, I mean, a 50-cent stock, relatively speaking, and that's like $2 now, or whatever you want to call it. So that's the way I want to treat it. I can't think about short 215, 220 if I'm still in position. So I need to be getting the last of these shares out here. I'll try it about 11 or 12, and then see if it gets to that 15 to 20 mark to reverse into the short. But PROG, that $2 level stood out. And hey, if you're watching Memes and Movers, then you were prepared for this, whether we said it here or not, because Prad was also talking about this $2 level during lunchtime. And that's the thing, during lunch, even if something's not moving a lot, the levels can be very, very important for power hours. So make sure, even if you're eating your lunch, you're doing whatever you got to do, mark off those key levels, try to still watch things. It's time in front of the screen that matters. We talk about years, how many years it takes for people to make money, the 10,000 hours. I know that's a Michael Lewis thing, but heck, all of it matters. At the end of the day, it's just about putting in the time in front of the screen, picking up the patterns, learning from your mistakes, learning from your successes, things like that. Prague, I should have gotten out there at 11. I'll move to a paying gateway or have to just get out at 10, it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll just keep on, and I think you're 100% right, man. More eyes on everything, and it's the better it could be used. It's Malcolm Gladwell. I think you said Michael Lewis. You're thinking about like Transformers and all that stuff.
No, Michael Lewis is.
I was thinking about Michael Bay there.
Michael Lewis is now it's Moneyball. He's Moneyball.
Moneyball.
My bad. Come on, man. It's Monday.
It is Monday, and there's still turkey in said system. So CCXI coming back down as well. Affirm took out the bottom, so good thing we got out of that one. And then we'll wait to see what Brennan brings us right now.
22 minutes ago, guys, Progenity, P-R-O-G, running into the close here on big volume. Just took out $2 there. Day highs for P-R-O-G.
All right.
Look, I was gonna, sorry, that's an interrupt, but like I see someone, the Mark the Realtor, asking about the Lucid event tomorrow. I'm looking at Lucid. It's not doing a heck of a lot, and certainly it's one that we've traded before in the past. Certainly you could talk all you want about the EV names and the risk associated with some. Anytime any of these companies have an event, my fear is sell the news, but when it's weak going into something, and again, I'm not versed on this event or know anything about it, so take it with a grain of salt. But when it's essentially riding on important lows going into it, it's hardly able to really say, sell the news kind of thing.
Right.
So maybe it does get a bit of a pump. Now, if this was trading up around 28, like that level, and you're telling me there's an event tomorrow, I'd be like, yeah, you probably want to hit the sell key after that event happens. But at the lows, it's probably a little bit different. So again, I don't know much about the event here other than to say that anywhere near $28 is a sell on Lucid. And this is a pretty key bottom that it's holding right now. Let me just look at the 15-minute chart. Oh, my head's in the way, so I can pull it over. The current price is $22.80. This is it here earlier on in the 15-minute chart, just going into the middle of last month. So to say that it's at a key point here on the bid is almost understating things. There are only 20 minutes left because the Canadian bounces are about to come on. I've only taken one leg out of CCXI, but now that it's broken VWAP, I have to get a little bit more aggressive. Don't have a choice about that. At the end of the day, you don't want compliance coming down. You want to make sure you follow the rules. Otherwise, you end up like Bobby Axe, right? So great show, by the way. I'm not sure I like the direction that they're going. I'm just going to throw that one out there. Billions, great concept. Please don't screw it up. But I got to get some more bids out here. So if it breaks 40, I'll get aggressive out between $39.50 and $40. And I'm trying not to spoil anything, but I mean, the guy's always in trouble if you've watched Billions. Saying that Bobby Axe has a law coming after him isn't exactly,
Yeah, you're not spoiling.
I'm not calling anything out there. He always has a law
This is a trading show, so exactly. Maybe most people have probably seen it. Just like spoiling Nick Leeson and Barings Bank. He has it on his own website there, the original Rogue Trader. So watch it, and then he'll be on tomorrow, and I'm going to ask him what it's like to run from the federales, because we talked about that as well. So get ready for that. Interpol, yeah, way more than the feds, I guess. Okay, so yeah, all right. Okay, so if I had a 888 account or 5/8 account, wow, yeah, it might be up more than 300 million or whatever the hell it was. 89.35 to the downside, still coming down through here right now is Wynn Resorts. I wanted to look at. Oh, we did get out of Clover, so Clover broke that bottom. Like, big surprise there. Clover doesn't hold. What a surprise. Anyways, we had Clover early. That's why you got to hit these things early, man. Clover's still a positive stock for us, obviously, today. But, whatever, Clover, like, get out of here. Hopefully that can go. We're still holding that. It's going to be a long-term play. It doesn't look like. I still have 9 calls unless something happens tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen with Clover right now, but SoFi down. Ooh, that's a good out. So, sometimes we hold for a little bit too long, and sometimes we get out right away. So this was a great out for me on SoFi. Like, talk about saving a couple pennies right here. We did exactly that. We almost got out at the high of the day off this last time. So good bump ups on SoFi today, and really good. So the market's raining red right now. We talked about that. Yeah, good one. Whoever said that, market raining red. That's good. Yeah, so all the way to the downside. Never a good sign when we close on the lows, and that's what's going to happen. So, hey, man, I mean, my shopping list was not even close to being complete. So hopefully if the market does come back down, we do have enough dry powder to do something about this, as, yeah, we're coming down to the downside today. Even Nucor, we bought last time. I'm going to check.
I was about to say.
What is Nucor?
You should have all seen the video.
Oh, 99.
You should have all seen the video, but everyone, and I said this in the video, but everyone that knows me probably knows that on my list was to buy the dip on U.S. Steel. But I mean, even I couldn't ignore the fact that U.S. Steel, while being a great momentum stock last year, as a defensive name, doesn't set up as well as Nucor on a dip buy. So it's not to say that I'm going to sell any U.S. Steel. I just feel if I'm adding to something, it's got to be Nucor. It's something I realized as we were researching for the video. I wanted to talk about U.S. Steel and was like, actually can't do that because Nucor makes a heck of a lot more sense. What doesn't make any sense is holding on to CEI past 160. If it doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to go. So if I lose 4 cents on this thing, I lose 4 cents on it. It is what it is. It was a big break at 155. That was probably your best shot at a trade all day long, and then it's just barcoded since. So we'll come in tomorrow and look at a $1.40 because that's where it stalled out on the 155 break, and then I'll be having a look at that 183 level, and then pretty much nothing else, right? Like on CEI, it's at the point now where you want to catch the volume spikes. Those are breakouts and capitulations inside here between like 150 and 165. It looks like you might get neither of those things happening.
Yeah, we're smiling about that Nucor because, yeah, like, we had just tweeted out that we bought some at 95 right down here. So it could come back in. I'm not a buyer of Nucor, guys, now until we get, maybe even back down to this 80 level. So I'm already in as a starter position right here, 95. I really do hope it goes. And we may add to this as on the way back up. So right now, Nucor, yeah, we did buy this right there and we tweeted it out almost to I think it was 95.50, something like that, right on the nose and during one of these dips. So you can find me me on Twitter for that one, and that was Nucor. And then again, talking about winners, talking about losers, I bought Nucor and PayPal recently. So PayPal at 260, that's fine. That's going to be a wild one. So, I mean, it's whatever. As long as the market comes back, I love this. This was my call of what year is this? 2019, I guess. 2020, actually.
Well, this year is 2021.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking because I made 2 calls for you guys on the show. SMH was this year. We called the semiconductors as our trade of the year. So that's been working out. SMH, we can review that. And then we did PayPal was our call of 2020, back down at $100, if you can believe that or not. I'm long in my own account 108 on PayPal, and we initiated that back on Jan 1. I'm going to do the same thing again this year. I'll make another call for you. Look at SMH. Here on the Amex, it's the Qs, I guess. Go over to the NASDAQ. Yeah, so SMH again, it's an okay. It has pulled back. Oh, let's go. But if you go back to January, I still think we're not up too much now, but it's pulling back in. We were as high as 276 or so, but this was the call that we made back in January down here, March, January, right in here somewhere, December, January. So 215, 208, something like that right there. So let's just call it 215 all the way up to 280. So that was the SMH, but right now it's pulling back in. So we do like the semis. I love AMD, but I can't stay in the same sector for my next year's call, can I?
Well, I mean, you got to trade what makes the most sense, right? Like, if I'd sit there and say that if the same things that worked last year work this year, it's like, who cares? You just sort of double down on them. Not going to double down on Bros. Bro did make another push. Dutch Brothers here. It just feels weird saying Bro like the stock. Dutch Brothers did make a lower high, so we're still in the money on this short at 50. It can't seem to break 49 though. So if all it's going to give me is $1, like I said, I got to be able to take it. Less than 15 minutes to go, so we're running out of time. I'd love for it to retrace all the way back into VWAP, but this is the kind of stock where you got to at least look at it for tomorrow's action. There's not a heck of a lot to look at because it's only been this stock only came to market mid-September. But it has now broken above this 48 range, which, I mean, it's a short-lived range that it had there for a few weeks. It's now breaking above it. The next stop, if it sustains over 50, is likely up at this like 52.5 to 55, which was all kinds of dirty, that short. I remember the day that short came on, and I remember putting on a short and having it at like 52, and it was gangbusters because at 9:30, I basically got stopped out of it in the blink of an eye, and then another blink later, it was like $3 or $4 to the downside. When this stock gets going, it's absolutely ridiculous. But I do think if it sustains this move to 50, we're going to be watching for those 52 to 55 levels. First things first, of course, got to cover this short and then see where it opens up tomorrow. Kind of feels like it's not going to open up too far away from this 50 level, regardless of what happens here today.
All right, so I know that Neil mentioned Canadian imbalances, but
that's my bad.
Of course, yeah, I was just saying that because we always do that. So you're not missing out on anything, guys. We're closed. So in 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes, we will show you the New York and the NASDAQ market on close imbalances. Apparently, Neo just got a Citi initiate coverage here CITIC Securities, sorry, not Citigroup. So nothing really happening here on NEO, but we can look here again, just got initiation from somebody I have no idea, CITIC Securities. I thought it was Citi, but it's not CITIC. CITIC Securities. So yeah, almost down near day's low again for NEO. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything long at the beginning of the day. I wrote down Hood here earlier on the sticky note, and I've yet to look at it all day. So let's do it now. Hood looking at 40. So I said, let's see if we can get a 40 long on Hood. Interesting near 40. Let's test these lows. So that was the note that I made. So let's see what Hood did today. If it got anywhere near 40, not really. So it opened up and was just strong. So we like to see it defend near 40. But today, no chance on that. But at least we had the direction right. It is up today in a red market. So good for you, Hood, Robin Hood. And I'm really surprised, man. I thought Robin Hood would get this opposite treatment of this, but it has been right to the upside. Wow, I remember those 80s. Wow, people couldn't find locates or anything. And then Hood comes right back down to life. Guess what? Those of you that I know, a lot of you hate Robinhood, but this is looking, like it's coiling up and possibly has another chance to go at some point. So $43 break on Robinhood, I think needs to be had as well. You guys want a swing trade? I mean, I know you tune in to hear this from me sometimes. Robinhood, not a horrible swing trade now at these levels. We've made some nice moves up. We barcoded right here. You have some buyers at 41.50 all day right here. So mark me down with this, but I don't mind this as a swing trade here on Robinhood. Some nice protections. There's that 40 level that we're looking at. So let's see what happens unless they come out with something crazy. I don't mind that. Uipath, yeah, someone brought that up. Donkey Kong, what is Donkey Kong doing? I like DraftKings, I don't know. Yeah, it's down to 49. Whatever, called this. I'm not a buyer of DraftKings until low 40s, so we'll move on that one. Uipath right now, again, another name that I like because Aunt Kathy's in this, but at the same time, it's been a disgusting trade to the downside. So I like it. It's artificial intelligence. Love the name. Like what they're doing. Not in this. I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of QS, where we were able to get out of the way on QS on a downgrade, on a short seller report. But I haven't seen any reports on this. And this is what I mean about ARK Invest, man. Like, she's been buying it. Like, you can't just blindly follow, like, when they're starting to buy this thing. I heard Kramer talking about this, like at 60, 62. Like, I was pegging this for a 66 breakout. Didn't happen. Don't have any shares of Uipath. Will have some at some point. But wow, I mean, these stocks, man, that just came, like, if it was your birthday basically in the last 8 months, like, not good at all. Even the last 16 months. It's just, you come all the way to the downside here, just getting destroyed. I wonder what kind of quality companies there are out here right now, because even C3AI, like, that's another name that we like. And here's AI. I mean, I liked it anyways. Made big moves. Like, you want to talk about big moves, look at C3AI. Like, it's your birthday, December, right? So like I said, if you're born in the last 16 months, like $93. Ripped to 180, guys, right away. And then now, $44? So, I mean, some of these names are just getting
perfect
clean.
Illustration, because you got to remember, this is what a firm looked like, right?
Yeah.
This is what a firm looked like when it went from 145 down below $50, and then it made this cluster and it made a breakup, and then look what happened, right? They put in the range 50 to 70, retested the bottom, and then you got a higher low. You put in that higher low, broke back above the 50 period, and then had a clean breakout of that 70 range. So, I mean, these are all things that are possibly setting up for a host of, I guess, like Sean said, I would say IPOs, but you know, there's probably some SPACs that look like that. I don't know
all
of any.
The SPACs.
I don't know of any. Yeah, there's probably every single one. I don't know of any that I absolutely love, but certainly you got to start looking at this. I mean, I'm looking to pick up some more Lemonade, but again, I already own that stock. There's lots of opportunities in the market like that. I'm probably just going to get out manually if CEI, if 160 breaks, not even going to worry about a stop order. And CCXI, it's 350 now. And you know, that's usually the time of day to start cleaning some of these things up. And we're still right at VWAP. So, you know, I'm not going to get, it looks like I'm not going to get any better. There's still some time for it to break this 40 level. And I got bids down here below that 40. We are running out of time. That means Dutch Brothers as well, which is on the New York Neal. Dutch Brothers as well might not give me more than that, you know, I guess, dollar move that I'm looking for here. I don't know why that just happened. There we go. The dollar move, it's at 49 still, and might not make a break lower. We'll have to get out of this one as well with only about 7 or 8 minutes to go. I don't think there's much in the way of earnings, but just a reminder to everybody, we are getting back into earnings season. We got the banks coming this week, which should be very, very interesting, as I kind of expect, at least for a couple of them, to really blow things out of the water. I'd love to see how the reaction is. Like Morgan at the end of the week, I think they're going to beat. I'm curious to see whether they can move up, especially if you do have the 10-year not continuing to run higher, although that's a bigger deal for some of the other banks than it is for JP. Or Morgan Stanley, I meant.
Yeah, no, the 10-year is the big problem for all these growth stocks. I mean, the bank stocks might be a place to hide. I mean, they've been a great place to hide. We did empty some JP Morgan out at 156. It's great where it is now. We do have our earnings board, I believe, still to come. So hopefully we can go over that. Right here, Ford. We're getting ready to get cracked on Ford. I mean, we're getting ready to get out. We're long at 1505. Have an offer here. These are the imbalances. There's Citigroup with a bid. So we just talked about some banks, but look at Apple, man. Apple's sick right now to the downside. Look at this. Remember, there's that 142. We don't want to close below that. We won't today, which is good. Microsoft also on a sell. What's up, Brandon?
A couple things, guys. On the earnings front, there's absolutely nothing tonight. There's nothing tomorrow. Wednesday morning, we'll get JP Morgan among a few others, notable names. There's nothing aftermarket Wednesday. And then the notable one on Thursday is going to be WFC, Wells Fargo in the morning. Alcoa, then the one that used to kick things off, is going to be aftermarket on Thursday. Wanted to show you this as well. Verizon, guys, breaking some significant levels on the daily chart today, down almost 2% here. Volume coming into the sell side as well, heading into the close for VZ. Not looking too good for Verizon.
It's interesting for it to be outpacing the market. Now, look, the market is falling off, guys. So, I mean, it is coming into the downside. Would have liked that to help bros push into the downside, but we are holding, at least on the NASDAQ, the morning lows are holding up for now, but it does seem like they're going to get tested. Going into the final 5 minutes of the day, this CEI, like, it doesn't seem to want to stop me out at 160. Doesn't seem to want to move up either. But I am now out of Dutch Brothers, had to take 49. We'll take it. I don't know. We'll go very, very muted with something like this. Because Dutch Brothers, when you have a high or low on that stock, like, you kind of feel like it's going to fall off a cliff, right? So when 50 failed a few times, I'm like, oh yeah, this should be 48, no problem. The way the stock usually moves in the past, you think you got it in the bag, it only wants to give you a dollar move, which is a good return on a $50 stock. But in this name, you're usually looking for a heck of a lot more. It was at $42 last week and opened today, breaking out at 43. So, you know, $6 range up there to the top, you think you get more than a dollar on that pullback.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I've made my feelings felt on Dutch Bros, but I do have to look at the evaluation for a longer term. I just made that call when it was at 55, whatever, that was going to 48, just because of, you know, you look at sort of the action on the stock, right? So, all right, so WMB here, Citigroup, we talked about this, Oracle. I don't really see anything else on here. Disney, these are all getting smaller and smaller at 355 as we're getting ready, or we are getting paired off right now, so not much to look at right here, but still, you know, still something coming down here as the market trying to bounce off some of these bottoms. So definitely something to look at there as the market right now, not a great look for them. So I'm flat on everything, man. I mean, really, SoFi was a good out, although SoFi in this market coming down, SoFi coming back up. So I like that for a swing if you guys can hit that. AMC was a big trade for me today as well, right early. Should have held it and then would have been a super big trade. But again, long here, 36.80. That was a good long, and then out 37.50. So good trade there. CEI, we've left that alone. But again, you know, short, good, shorted there and out. So flat on that stock, you know, let's call it like it is. Right there. Affirm flat on the day, in and out, and then out of trouble. Like, unfortunately, we should have realized that it upticked there too many times, but that's Affirm. DATS today, good. Again, like, this is another flat trade. Like, just things didn't really follow through today, and we'll hope to do that tomorrow. Ford was a big one, no matter which way you look at it. 15.05 all the way up here, 15.28. My best outs, the high of the day, 15.35. I think we did pretty good there. Facebook was the only loser that we have on board. And again, it's still lower than when, well, a lot lower than when we started shorting, but I'm going to get out of these all day. So there it is. Short, 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 out, 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 you know, for loser. And now Facebook falls down there as well. Netflix, we've already talked about that. That was a good winner. Wow, 627. Okay. Netflix a little sick right now. And then SoFi, we've already gone through that. So I think we're going to go 6 for 8 or 7 for 8 today on what was a roller coaster day. It should be a lot bigger, but nothing we can do. We take the profits when we see them, right? So.
And it was only a few minutes ago. Apparently, RAMD, I don't know, maybe I'm guessing that was a typo. Randy will be ringing the bell. As you all know, Miss V is on vacation. She will be back later on this week. We hope she's having a fantastic time. I still have a little bit left of CCXI. I'm kind of giving it to the final minute here. Final couple of minutes at least. There was this sort of last drop down where it broke through 40 even, and I thought that it was going to flush there, and then when it didn't, I took some more shares off, giving it one last ditch effort to maybe break through that level. As it's looking relatively weak. This is definitely one to watch for tomorrow because, you know, like I will keep saying, man, it's like, look at the gap that got filled in when this drug looked like it wasn't going to go through. This was up at $45 with a range up to 50, and it's trying to fill in that gap and showing signs of closing, you know, at VWAP and maybe trying to make that 42 and change break into tomorrow's action. So as much as, you know, I'm shorting off the high and Sean shorted off the high and it worked, let's keep in mind this is relatively strong and still has room to get back to those levels from April. So you can't get pigeonholed by saying, hey, I worth trading it one way. That's the only way that it's going to be able to go. Got to be able to play it in every single direction here, though I do have to cover this trade with less than 2 minutes.
Guys, let's do some likes right now. We only have 300 likes. If you could do that, if you haven't turned this thumb black or blue or whatever color it goes on mobile, but please do that right now if you can. We only have 322 likes right now. I mean, I think we've been doing a great job. CCI, you know, big winner there at to close the day. And then I just hope that you're able to take some of the trades that we had earlier as well. As well, I'm finishing basically on the high of the day for myself as we exit that Ford trade for a nice little win. So thank you so much right there, right up to 500. So we just doubled our likes there in 1 minute. So thank you 5 seconds. So thank you so much. No Miss V, no worries on the likes. That's because we have the best of the best, and that's you guys. So thank you so much again. SoFi is going to be the trade of the day, man. It was a reload. There was lots of stuff happening there. We're going to go positive again today on the market. So the streak continues. We're super happy. See if we can't make that tomorrow. And my wife, I'm coming home. So get ready. Let's get ready to rock and roll. I will have a big dinner. I'm sure it'll be leftovers, but that's fine by me. I love turkey leftovers, especially some nice sandwich, put some gravy, some warm turkey, man. We're all about that.
Or just
Happy
eat
Thanksgiving to everybody.
Or just eat all pumpkin pie for dinner. That's when I was in university, like there was 2 pies. There was a pie that we would have when I would go home for Thanksgiving, and then there was like an entire pie that I would like take with me and eat the first night because I'm an absolute degenerate. I know you know how it is. Pumpkin pie is delicious, man. I love it.
Oh man, there's a lot of pie being ate there. So yeah, good job there with Thanksgiving. Everyone loving it. The wife made apple pie from scratch and vanilla ice cream from scratch. So we got one of those.
That's where it's at right
Yeah, that's where it's at. So she's really good at that. All right, let's get ready for some football tonight as well. Going to be a good one. Colts, Ravens.
Right.
All right, let's go. 4,
Ravens.
3, 2, and 1. All right, you had no idea we were Canadian, but we are. So hopefully now you don't hate Canadians more than you did before, but we'll say, oh, Canada. Thank you so much for everybody watching. Shout out to my family if you're watching at all. I don't know if you are, but hopefully you're enjoying your Thanksgiving as I'm at work, but I'm coming home.
Absolutely. We're going to be back. Obviously, we're back every single day except for U.S. holidays. But Brendan, how did we finish up? Although maybe I shouldn't use that word.
Yeah, definitely not up. It was a very weak afternoon, guys, accelerating into the close there. 0.71 for the S&P, 0.5% for the Dow, 0.74 there for the NASDAQ. Bitcoin had a great day. Crude oil again. I mean, we were up 3% in the pre-market, 1.4% at the end of the day for crude oil. So, yeah, not a good way to end the day for stocks anyways.
All right.
Not too great, but I mean, at the end of the day, we've been talking about this pullback, and it just means some opportunities. If you saw our videos, we've been talking about some names that we think are interesting buying opportunities in this kind of a market from technical and, of course, fundamental reasons. That's what it's all about here. As always, make sure you're tuning in every single day. Come back tomorrow morning. Trade of the day is SoFi.
Yeah, big one, SoFi, big one for me today. I want to thank every single person that's there. Everyone's here now. It's like a big party going on. Please don't show Rob. Oh, damn it, we did. There's Rob. So thank you, Rob, Randy, Maggie, Natalie, everybody. There's Lucas, the only one working over there. Thank you so much, Lucas.
Dude, Maggie's literally sending an email right now.
No, Maggie.
She is.
Yeah, she is. She's probably typing to me. Are you typing to me right now, Maggie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's typing to me. So, look. Trading, working, everything, making sure people are working. We're just playing around. Thank you, Maggie, for keep going, but I'll read your message in a second. For everybody here at Trader TV Live, Prad is gone, Valeria's gone, but they're going to be back soon. Back tomorrow is Prad, back Wednesday is Miss V. Thank you so much. Brendan is still here. There he is. What's up, Brendan? Yeah, it's 4:02. Oh, are your renos done yet? Do you have an ETA on that?
Oh, shoot.
Don't ask.
Oh, don't ask. Okay. But what was the ETA? Was it?
It's a sore subject right now.
Oh, it's a sore subject right now.
No,
well, you know,
it's going to be way longer than expected, which I shouldn't be surprised about, but long story, guys.
I mean, if someone's ever had a contractor take less time than they said, please put it in the chat.
Send me their phone number.
And get their number, yeah.
And send me their number. I mean, I have a few, but I got to keep those on the down low. You know what I'm saying, Brendo? Okay, guys, thank you for watching. It was a big day. Tomorrow's a big day. Nick Leeson will be on the show and not in the building. It should be a fun one. We'll see you tomorrow. Check the trade of the day. Ciao.
Bye, guys.